Hi, it's Barrett from the All About Nothing podcast. This holiday season, make your celebrations unforgettable with ZJZ Designs. From festive Christmas prints to cheerful holiday designs, we've got everything to spread the joy. Introducing Eddie the Elf, dashing through the snow on his sled, perfect for adding that whimsical touch to your holiday wardrobe. Whether it's cozy sweatshirts or statement tees, find the perfect fit for everyone on your list. Ready to slay this season? Visit ZJZDesigns.com. ZJZ Designs, where style meets the holiday spirit. Welcome, everyone, to the All About Nothing podcast, kind of daily show. I'm Barrett Gruber, host of the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King. You can find me across all social media at Barrett Gruber. With me is the host of the podcast Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jamil Brooks, Mr. Bill Kimler. You can follow him across all of social media at Political Bill SC. If you want to participate in the show, you can chat with us on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. You can find links at the top of our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com. Please follow and subscribe wherever you are listening. Let's get started. Happy Hump Day, Bill.
Hello, Barrett. And you feeling festive for the holidays yet?
Yeah,
you feeling it?
No.
Yeah, and way to inform me that there's a dress code for today, because I look like absolute shit, and you're dressed in a shirt and tie. So what gives?
I will just say, please do not raise the bar or any expectations on what this show will be this evening. If we cut early, I have no problem with that. I am fucking exhausted. It has been...
See, I'm exhausted fucking. So what a coincidence.
You know what? Kudos to you. Here, there's your bill. We had our holiday, our corporate holiday get together tonight was a casino theme. And they asked us to dress. I thought
you were a work at home employee though, right?
Yeah.
So there's a local office that throws a party?
Yeah, we do have a local. We have about 200 or so employees here in the Columbia area.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So mostly the reason that we have a corporate office is because we have a number of employees that are here on employee visas from India and other countries.
Well, was there a huge ICE raid at the event tonight?
No, not that I saw, but in order to have visaed employees, there has to be a physical location that they could potentially show up if immigration enforcement has to, if they want to do a check. So that's why we have a corporate office.
I'm going to be like that lady from Georgia who called in ICE on that Korean motor, the car manufacturer. And shut the entire plant down. Like all the Koreans were there training American workers. Yeah. Then they all got raided and locked up and detained. And Trump actually had to call South Korea to apologize. It was horrible.
Could you imagine what that Ami says? By the way, she says that you are a slacker for not dressing up.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. The craziest part about that was that Hyundai plant in Georgia was a deal that was done under Trump's first administration.
Yeah.
And that
so then he raised his own damn facility. And the lady who called it in, the neighbor, I think she was even a local yokel who was running for office.
I feel like her name was probably Karen.
Bragged about it online. Oh, yeah. She is the epitome. Her face is right next to the dictionary entry for Karen. Yeah. Easily. Yeah. She went online and bragged about it and on an activity that cost her state millions of dollars.
Yeah. And essentially closing down that Hyundai plant. Yeah. It is going to have dramatic effects on Hyundai and Kia across the country when it comes to their the electric vehicles.
Now, they claim that they're staying, right? They're not leaving. They're not packing up shop. They're going to go forward.
I wouldn't count on it.
Oh, they said at least
I know.
They said they were.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, the delays alone have cost that county, that state, millions of dollars easily.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame. And all purely out of just racism,
It's just hatred. It's absolute dark-hearted racism.
I feel like I offend people when I tell them that I think that the Republican Party and the followers under the MAGA flag really just operate purely out of cruelty. people, if you voted for Donald Trump.
Is that how you opened up your Thanksgiving conversations?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Welcome all you cruel people to this Thanksgiving. I'm thankful that, I want to say I'm thankful that you're still breathing, but let's be honest, I'm probably not. Yeah. So Jasmine Crockett has launched her Senate campaign as of today.
I am conflicted. That I like that Colin Eldred dropped out, so that was good. Yeah. I didn't think he had a chance. He didn't perform wonderfully last time. He never really was inspirational. I know he was a football star. He's a good dude. He's going to run for Congress. I hope he wins that. But I've always been a big fan of the other guy, James Tallarico.
Yeah.
And then I'm also a big fan of Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm happy with both of them. And I'm excited to see who wins. And I think they both should run. I think they would sharpen each other. First of all, I think they're going to be very above board with their campaigns. Like they're going to be talking about what they do. They're going to be talking about their opponent on the Republican side. They will not do any trash talking of each other. It's going to be a really good campaign.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I think Jasmine Crockett definitely, because of course, her district, she has basically, because of the redistricting, she got pushed out of the district that she currently represents, and the district that she is that she now potentially would have to run in, completely unfavorable.
Name another congressperson from Texas.
Any congressperson. You got the guy that she's potentially going to be running against, Cornyn, but he's a senator.
Right. I'm saying name another Congress. I don't want another senator.
Oh, representative.
Representative, yeah.
Representative.
The answer is you can't.
Crenshaw.
The
eye patch guy? Yeah, he's
Is he from Texas?
Yeah, I hope so.
I thought he was from Arkansas. I don't know.
Otherwise, I think that's the only place that works.
The point is, would you agree that Jasmine Crockett is the most famous, well-known congressperson from Texas?
Yeah. Yeah,
with the most media coverage, the most facial name recognition, and she's been drawn out of being a congressperson. She's been redistricted out. That just tells you how messed up this whole concept is.
Yeah.
So I say let her run for Senate. She's got the name recognition, state to state. I think James Tallarico's got some really strong name recognition as well.
I agree.
He's built up a following online, which is tremendous.
Well, and
let's see how it goes.
Just for the nomination, he's doing very well raising money as well.
Yeah.
So
I had to tell them both to stop texting me though. I am not going to be contributing any funds to either of their campaigns. I've got my own damn problems here in South Carolina.
I was going to say, we love you both. Stop fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is to be in Texas and that be the problem, to have two outstanding candidates running against what is potentially two of the most, one, Paxton, who is the Attorney General for Texas, who is absolutely one of the most far-right, ignorant MAGA human beings I think that I've ever seen on television.
His own Texas legislators tried to impeach him.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. I mean, this is a guy that does not have the support of the Republican Party and somehow is still dead heat with Cornyn, who is the current incumbent. Like, that to me is insane. The state of Texas does not like Ken Paxton because, or at least Republican representation in Texas doesn't like him. They tried to impeach him out of office for corruption, and somehow the state of Texas is like, no, we feel the same about those two guys. It's a weird scenario. I don't get it. But yeah, dead heat between the two of them. And I hope that they just beat the shit out of each other. That's really what I hope. Physically would be great, but I think Cornyn's like 90, isn't he? Something. Could you imagine that? Just Paxton standing over him, just beating this old.
But can you trust the voters to pick the best one? He cannot be trusted.
It's Texas. I don't know that.
Texas.
Yeah, and no offense to Texas, but y'all are weird.
No, all the offense to Texas. Give them all the offense. Right. Unless you're the good guys. Hey, I'll throw a quick topic out there. Did you see that Trump was in Pennsylvania doing a rally?
It was a rambling 2-hour speech. It was.
Did you hear him say, "Let's hear it for our miners"?
Yeah. You got it. Yeah, I don't remember the exact words.
Spent a lot of time talking about "Let's hear it for the miners."
12, yeah. It was as someone who considers themselves to be fairly controlled in what it is that I say, how come there is no advisors for Trump that says, hey, maybe let's not use the word minors?
What advisor is going to actually control what comes out of his mouth?
I understand, but like
he takes an advisor, spits them up, and chews them out for lunch, man. That's nothing. There's no advisor he's going to listen to. He's Donald Trump.
There was a lot of talk about how much he loves the minors, and just those words coming out of his mouth.
He just wants to give it all to the minors. That's what he said.
He loves the interactions that he has with minors.
More minors. He wants more minors.
If he could spend more time with minors, he would spend as much time as he possibly could. He
wants to go down in those dark holes with minors.
He knows that some of the minors can't vote for him, but he loves all the minors. Weird, and he doesn't hear it coming out of his mouth, like, no. or do you think that he does? Do you think let's imagine that there's a universe out there where he says the exact same things, but everything that he says, he knows what he's saying, and he's just saying it to try and get a reaction out of the left or out of the media or whatever.
I do not think that he is that clever. No.
That's fair. Some disappointing news out of South Carolina. We are now, South Carolina Department of Public Health reports that there are more than 100 measles cases. Oh, yeah. 16 of the latest cases were reported as exposure at the Way of Truth Church in Inman, South Carolina. And as of this morning, there are 254 people in quarantine and 16 in isolation. And just so everyone knows, it was 25 years ago that the United States officially announced that measles had been eradicated. And somehow, we are now in this world where we are on the verge of losing that claim, because obviously measles across the country, West Texas right now, by the way, back again, Texas, good fucking assholes. West Texas has apparently the highest number of cases of measles. And it's mostly because these significant outbreaks are associated with lower than average vaccination areas. 92% of confirmed cases of individuals have no vaccination or no known vaccination record.
I think that parents who don't get their children vaccinations, at least those that aren't medically exempted from doing so for pre-existing conditions or whatever, but if you fail to get your children vaccinated, that's child abuse.
Agreed.
That's neglect, like you failed to feed them and you failed to clothe them. In this day and age, if that is a conscious choice you made, then they catch the measles, that's child abuse. You should be charged.
What's next? Are we gonna start seeing teenagers here in the next 5-10 years coming out that have polio and that they're restricted to wheelchairs or walking devices because polio is back in full force? I just don't get it. We have mRNA vaccines that train the body on how to fight these diseases.
It's time to brush up on the dark ages and just see how they survive, because we're heading right back there. If you want to know what's happening, just go look at the 1500s. That's the direction we're heading in.
How much do you believe that a cart operator in 2000, let's give it a few years, 2028, a cart operator that walks through neighborhoods screaming, "Bring out your dead," how much do you think that they would make yearly as a salary? Because I'm thinking about changing careers.
Well, no, sorry, you're mixing things up. First of all, it'll be an Uber or a Waymo. It'll be an automated car. There won't be a person doing it. Right. It'll just be an automated car driving around collecting dead bodies off the road. I mean, humans won't even be able to get paid for that task anymore.
That's fair. I'm thinking, what is the possibility? Okay. Here's the question. We have Waymo and we have these self-driving Ubers or whatever. What would be the hearse version of that? What would be the name of the hearse version that would come out and
Oh,
It's a stumper.
A Waymo hearse.
Yeah. Because there has to be something. And it's got to be catchy, because we're going to want them to use
like Tesla, like Corpsela.
Corpsela, yeah.
Corpsela.
the inflicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The inflictus. It's got to be a Latin sounding, the inflictus.
Yeah,
or the inflictima.
Copyright that right now. Trademark Big Media. That's the name for our vehicles. We'll hash that out. We'll figure it out. But I'll come up with a logo. This is the biggest. That's the most part. So yeah, disappointing. South Carolina now being NBC, I think, reported it earlier today. So it's national news that South Carolina now is one of the leading states when it comes to measles. It's disappointing.
Can you imagine being the doctor that's in charge of epidemiology in South Carolina? There is an actual position where you're like the head person in charge of infectious diseases in the state. I think her name is Dr. Bell, if I'm not mistaken. And she's just going to be shaking her head like, I live in the dumbest state. Like they're trying to give away. Barrett, they implemented a program like 6 months ago when the measles first started breaking out throughout the country. Yeah. They offered free vaccines in that region. Free. So cost wasn't even an issue. Just bring your kids. Failed to do it.
I still don't truly understand what is it about the vaccines that has so many people objecting to them. It does, because I can't wrap my head around it. We've had the measles vaccine since what, the 60s?
Yeah.
We've had polio
Why do they
vaccine.
Listen to conspiracy theories that hold no medical validity whatsoever about the harm of vaccines, yet they're willing to pick up cigarettes and smoke or drink and meth. All the evidence that there's cancer? They're like perfectly fine with that. They don't want to poison their bodies with a vaccine, but they're ready to do shots of Jägermeister that afternoon.
My brother has come in with the name of the car, or the name of the program.
Oh, good.
It's called Dead Dash.
Dead Dash. That there it is. You can't improve upon that.
That is perfect. Oh, he said he named another one Uber Ends. Uber Ends. ENDS. Maybe. Ends. I like Dead Dash better.
No, Dead Dash is it. That's the winner. In fact, why don't you just put your brother on in place of you? I'll talk to him. He's the creative genius in the family, easily.
That's probably true. That is probably true. We did get some good news. Elections yesterday in Florida. Miami is now going to be governed by the first Democratic mayor in 30 years and the first female mayor in forever. Ever. Yeah. I mean, that's unbelievable. And
that was despite her opponent getting the cherished endorsement from Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, and others. She was able to overcome all that somehow. What does that tell you?
Honestly, I think that this it does feel more and more like the tide has changed. I mean, between Virginia and New Jersey and Georgia and Mississippi, now no longer Republicans having a supermajority in Mississippi. I think legitimately it's good news if you're in favor of representation that at least wants to try and govern in a way that represents everyone. It's conversations that I've had with people, even like work about politics. I work with a lot of people that consider themselves to be Republicans and are just disappointed in how their representatives don't stand out as individuals that want to work to better everything for the people they represent, but seem to constantly just want to fight against the scary monster that is the Democratic Party. That they just want to continue to try and create this image of what Democrats are. And for a lot of these individuals that have talked to me about it, they don't see it. They don't see whatever it is they're complaining about.
When you've got these majorities, these super majorities, when you own the House and the Senate and the presidency, you could fix anything you wanted. like for example, what's the most critical issue today? The font that you use to issue memos, right?
Insane.
I'm so happy Marco Rubio finally fixed the font for their secretary memos there in the White House. So that's just great. That's the important critical issue of the day to fix, and they're all over it. They need more of that.
The craziest part of that the reason that Calibre, isn't that the font that
Calibri, something like that. Who knows how to pronounce these things?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Regardless, that was a universal font that regardless of what web browser you were using, what part of the world you were pulling something up, if it was basically as long as it used those characters, that font did not have to be adjusted. You did not have to have a programmer writing code in HTML to create variations of that text in case you were using a different browser in a different part of the world. Times New Roman, it's not universal. So why would
what they're doing is they want to make America great again. So they sat around in their think tanks and their strategy sessions and saying, what are some of the key characteristics of the age we want to go back to when America was great? And they said, we want to go back before there were computers, back when we all had typewriters and copy editors and so on. And so we need to make everything look like they came off the typewriter again. Make America great, Times New Roman font.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're not even allowed to have bold, by the way. I don't know if you caught that. Because bold is too black. Can't have that. Too dark. So it's just going to be regular Times New Roman, that's it.
What about body lift?
Are you still talking about fonts?
No, body. No, we deviated back to the business of carrying bodies. Oh,
we're back to the dead people.
Playing.
Body lift.
Yeah, body lift. Body lift seems like a good
that sounds
one
like a gym, though. That sounds like a little exercise fitness center.
All right, last one, and I'm begging Will, please. This has got to be the last one. Insta caskets. I'll take it. What was your opinion about the news this weekend? Because we didn't talk about it on Tuesday, of the Netflix purchasing of the WB Discovery Group.
Well, it's not a done deal yet, so this is all still, acquisitions, and so I don't care. Honestly, I have zero care in the world. I just thought it was funny how, as I was reading the news, it was Netflix going after Warner Brothers. It was Paramount going after them. Paramount also had Saudi Arabia in the background. You got Donald Trump getting involved, weighing in on things. Like, there was just so many different players in this.
Yeah.
When I sent you that video of this guy watching the TV, and then all these different intros of studios came into play, I just fell out of my chair laughing. I thought that was the best.
The one that popped up that was like Saudi Arabian, funded or whatever, and then it came up with a picture of Kushner, and he's like, Kushner did this or
Kushner
whatever.
Did this. Yeah,
that was great.
Then when it ended with a Woody Allen film, he's like, all right, that's it. Click.
Yep. Click. Yeah. Yeah. that was a line too far. $82.7 billion to buy the intellectual property of Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, the DC universe, Looney Tunes. I mean, it's a fairly immense piece. I'll just point out, though, that Marvel itself, when Disney bought Marvel, that was like a $70-something billion purchase for basically one group of intellectual property. I have fear, but don't
remember, Disney also went and got Pixar. They went and bought the Star Wars universe. They bought they became a conglomeration in themselves.
But those were,
I gotta tell you, when Disney bought Marvel, that saved my ass.
Yeah,
because it was during that time frame, 2007, 2008, when I decided I had some extra spending money because I got a good raise and a good bump promotion at work, and I was like, I'm going to do some E-Trade. I want to play the stocks, right?
Okay.
I want to throw my genius out there. I can do better than my 401k. And that was right before the stock market crash of 2008, the recession that hit. That's when I decided to get in. It was at the peak, right before it tanked, not at the bottom. So I bought high and sold low. That was my strategy.
Hey.
But let me share with you the stocks that I got.
Okay.
So the very first one I bought General Motors because they were coming out with this new electric vehicle, right?
The Bolt.
That went nowhere. The GM stock ended up going down to like a penny, nothing. I bought into Sirius stock because I knew Howard Stern was about to switch over. I figured it's going to skyrocket. It lost 90% of its value, right? I was like, oh shit. I was like, I bought Coca-Cola because guess who was a sponsor of the Olympics that was being held in Beijing that year?
I'm going to guess Coca-Cola
was a sponsor, right? Well, I ended up buying not Coca-Cola. I bought the stock ticker. What's the stock symbol for Coke? Do you know? For Coca-Cola,
no.
It's KO. I didn't know that because I do no research. I'm just doing hunches. So I bought the stock symbol COKE, Coke, which ends up being Coke bottling plant in the United States. It has nothing to do with China.
Okay.
Right. So I completely whiffed on that too. I bought into Home Depot because I thought people are going to be doing more home projects. Every stock I picked sucked, right? Went in the tank. Every last one of them went down except one. I bought Marvel stock.
Okay.
Because Iron Man had just come out. And I was like, that was a damn good movie. I think this is going to go somewhere. I bought Marvel stock. Disney acquired it, got a 2-for-1 split. And it basically what it did was bring me back whole. So I ended up at a zero net balance at the end of the day. I didn't lose money. I didn't gain money after a year of investment.
That's got to feel at least a little good.
But I'll tell you what, it actually did better than my 401k that same year because during the recession, the 401ks tanked. They just all lost value.
Yeah.
So staying at zero was actually a better performer than the geniuses behind the 401k.
Yeah.
Now, what I did that was dumb was that I sold it all. I cut my losses. Like I made it to zero. Sell. I'm not any good at this. I quit. If I had held on to that, Barrett, I would be retired right now.
Dang. That's rough.
It was dumb. I don't think Sirius did all that much better, but Home Depot did. GM did better because they got bailouts and they were able to right the ship. And of course, Disney, I would have had Disney stock for a bargain.
Yeah.
But I decided to get out while the getting was good.
Well, I will say this. There are people that have asked me because apparently there is a program or a website that follows Nancy Pelosi's stock trades. And people that have done that have done very, very well. So if she makes a purchase, because she reports her purchases, if she makes a purchase, this website automatically notifies people and they can make those purchases. And apparently they have done very well. So people, I have people that are like, so why don't you just do what Nancy Pelosi does and, uses her insider trading? I said, and I was like, I think legitimately that's not a bad idea. I'm not saying that she insider trades, but it does seem like she has benefited very well.
If you're
from
worried
the stock
about it,
market.
just do it for every Republican congressperson out there too.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're all doing it, I'm sure.
I don't think that program is limited to Nancy Pelosi. I think that it's every single senator and
just take a look at all the senators and congresspersons who's doing the best.
Yeah.
Right? Because they all have access to the same information.
Exactly.
For the most part.
Yeah. You talk trash about Nancy Pelosi, but Lindsey Graham has done extraordinarily well. Marjorie Taylor Greene extraordinarily well in the short time that she has been in Congress. So, hey, we have a couple more minutes. Do you want to do some predictions for next week?
Oh God, no! I forgot about predictions entirely. I practically forgot about doing this show tonight, let alone prepping for predictions.
Well, I have 3 that I prepared. So if you'd like,
all right,
I can
we'll let
those
you hear
3.
your predictions. And you know what? You got to remind me. Do better, Barrett.
I'm sorry. All right. Again, lower the bar. The clothes do not make the show. All right. This time next week, Secretary Hegseth will announce a new Pentagon transparency initiative, which consists solely of him live streaming his daily commute on an encrypted chat app, arguing this is the maximum possible disclosure without endangering troops of his travel budget. What do you think?
There's a likelihood there.
Yeah, I think so too.
That.
I think so too. That totally plays off the South Park, him live.
Oh, God. That was the best episode of the season so far, that one. There's another one out tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. This time next week, President Trump will clarify his stance on the boat strike video, declaring, "I did not say I would release the video. I said I would have no problem with releasing the video, which is a massive, beautiful difference, and frankly, a perfect example of fake news trying to trick you with words."
Was that a future prediction, or are you predicting what happened this morning?
That is actually, so I wrote this yesterday and then I saw that this morning. It's rather unfortunate. All right. This time next week, to counter Congress's threat to cut his travel budget, Secretary Hegseth will begin holding all necessary diplomatic and military meetings exclusively at the nearest White House site, Waffle House, citing a new cost-effective global engagement strategy. Yeah. Who knows? It's possible. So, you recorded an episode of the All About Nothing, the Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jamil,
and it did not go as I imagined it would have.
Oh, okay. So, good or bad?
The release is delayed. It won't be out until the weekend because I just won't have time to touch it until then. But we did phone calls.
Yeah.
Right. So I surprised Jamil that instead of coming prepared with lots of notes and clips like we would normally do, I said, we're just going to call people at random. And not to say at random, I prepped them in advance. They knew we were calling, but I would let them introduce a topic that we wouldn't be prepped for.
Yeah.
So you can bring up anything. Well, the first 3 people we called had a terrible connection. Like their sentences were cutting out mid-sentence, like 5 seconds of silence, 10 seconds of silence. Then we'd catch them back mid-sentence. The technology wasn't working. It settled around the 4th caller. And then some of the questions were, one guy asked, well, what's the role of government? And then no matter what we said, he didn't like that answer. And I was like, well, this is not going anywhere. That's kind of a vague question to ask. And then we had this one jerk, I swear, I don't know what got into him. He was asking us about the Library of Alexandria for some dumbass reason.
Come on. I thought that was great.
We're a political show, and we're going to be talking about ancient Egypt. Like, okay, if that's what we want to talk about. So.
You said the assignment was whatever I wanted to bring up. And I was like, I think this would be fantastic to discuss.
Yeah, why don't we talk
library.
About the polyps in your colon next time? I mean, whatever you want to talk about.
I have named them, just so you know.
And I will tell you, that was actually the best question of the whole group. Oh yeah.
If I am anything, it is a content creator, and I thoroughly enjoyed the idea of just what you all did was calling around, and
it was a good concept. We just, I think in general, I mean, I'm kidding about you, by the way. You actually brought up a fascinating subject, but I would just say that the results, the return on investment wasn't as high as I thought it was going to be. So I have to sit in the editing studio and see how it turns out. So maybe it turned out a lot better than it sounded like during, once I get rid of all of the technical difficulties and stuff and I edit all that out, maybe it came out better. We'll have to see.
I hope so, because first of all, I enjoyed it. But secondly, the idea of it was so great. I wish in my mind, I had hoped that you would get off the wall topics from virtually everyone that you called. But I know that's hard to plan for when you want it to still be a surprise.
We actually had one person, she thought she was being witty. You know what her question was?
Oh no.
What are you guys doing? Like, that was her question. And it was like, and then she laughed. Ha ha ha. That wasn't even funny.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's one of those things, like if ultimately the history of the library, or the downfall of the Library of Alexandria was one literally that I don't know why it had been popping up a bunch, but it felt like it was
sort of some overdue books and they're about to collect on you.
I'll be honest, I download all my EPUBs and literally put them into my I email them to my Kindle. So yeah, whatever. Come at me. But the Alexandria, the Library of Alexandria is just fascinating to me. Yeah. Like, and what people's perceived knowledge of what it was. So I had gone and done some research into it, and even when I was trying to express what it was, I got some of it wrong because I knew that the Library of Alexandria had only been around for 100 years, like tops. But
couple hundred years, it made a mark.
But the number of people that ultimately was its downfall, or the number of groups and the amount of effort that wasn't put into trying to maintain it, was that was just what was crazy to me. The fact that there could be stuff left from it now, but there isn't because of just ignorance, ultimately. So I look forward to that episode. I hope that it works out, because I think that'll be entertaining. So
I agree.
I don't have anything planned for the episode that's supposed to come out Monday, because we were 3 weeks ahead on recordings, and
so you took a nice little vacation and forgot you had to get to work.
Well,
so Zach, you know what? Do a best of. I love doing my best ofs.
I would have to. I could potentially. Let me see if I can put something together. I think it's possible I can put something together, because everything's in Riverside, so it's entirely possible. But I think Zach is feeling better, and he likes doing those Sunday morning episodes. So for our paid members, there may not be an early episode release. We'll just have to see.
For your paid member, me.
there's 3 of you.
Me, myself, and I.
Well, you and a few others, two others. Yeah. We'll see what comes out. I don't know. I like the idea of potentially taking a break from doing the weekly episodes, not these ones, but the actual Monday release episodes. But then,
we got to talk about scheduling. We're set to be recording Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. I meant to bring that up.
Yeah.
The way this goes with Wednesdays, are we doing Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve?
We can discuss it. I don't have any issue with doing it. I have no plans.
Do I get time and a half for doing vacation recordings?
Yeah,
with
you know what?
What's going on?
You know what? Yeah, we'll take time and a half.
Are
yours.
we so bereft of family obligations, or even desire to be with our family, that we'd rather talk with each other Christmas Eve than be with our family?
It's only till 10.
I'll probably still be Christmas shopping at this point, Christmas Eve anyhow. I am just so far behind.
Yeah, my kids are not being very helpful when it comes to what they want for Christmas. So, and ultimately, it comes down to this: if they don't express what it is that they potentially want, the likelihood is that what they have now is what they're getting.
Yeah, for me, the worst is my mother. I never know what to get her, and it's always a panic buy.
Yeah, my mother's easy, and she can throw a comment out there.
Well, let's rephrase what you just said there.
I meant what I said. No, she doesn't want anything. She doesn't have the space in her house to receive any gifts.
Same with my mom. When you're that age, what do you need? But you can't walk into the house empty-handed. So, I end up getting her spark plugs. Merry Christmas, Mom. Whatever. I don't know what to get her.
Do you need an oil change? I
rationalize it too. I look at something and I go, yeah, she probably does need a new bra. Let me buy this. I don't know what to get my mom.
Yeah.
It's awful. The worst stress in the world.
Well, on that bombshell, we'll wrap it up. We'll reconvene on Monday, and maybe that's what we'll discuss on Monday, is potential gifts for family members that are difficult to buy for. All right. That is going to do it for this episode. Big thanks for everybody watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, you can follow Bill at PoliticalBillSC and myself at Barrett Gruber. Thanks for liking and hitting that bell. If you can, give us a 5-star review, leave a comment. Until next time, you all stay safe, be kind, and keep your hands to yourself.
Please.
The preceding podcast is a product of Big Media, LLC, and is copyright 2025, all rights reserved.